king's solace in a dying hour, such father is not now my theme. I would not madly deem that power of earth may shrive me of the sin unearthly pride hath revealed in. I have no time to dote or dream, to call it hope, that fire of fire. It is but agony of desire. If I can hope, O God, I can. Its font is holier, more divine. I would not call thee fool, old man, but such is not gift of thine. Know thou the secret of a spirit, bowed from its wild pride into shame. O yearning heart, I did inherit thy withering portion of the fame, the searing glory which hath shone amid the jewels of my throne. Halo of hell, and with the pain, not hell's shake make me fear again. O craving heart of the lost flowers, O sunshine of my summer hours, the undying voice of the dead time, with its interminable chime, rings in the spirit of a spell upon thy emptiness a knell. I have not always been as now, the fevered diadem on my brow I claimed and won usurpingly, hath not the same fierce heirdom given Rome to the Caesar, this to me, the heritage of a kingly mind, and a proud spirit which hath striven triumphantly with humankind. On mountain soil I first drew life, the mist of the Taglay have shed nightly their dews upon my head, and I believe the winged strife and tumult of the headlong air have nestled in my very hair. So late from heaven, that dew, it fell, mid dreams of an unholy night, upon me with the touch of hell, while the red flashing of the light, from clouds that hung like banners over, appeared to my half-closing eye the pageantry of monarchy. The deep trumpet thunder's roar came hurtling upon me, telling of human battle where my voice, silly child, was swelling. Oh, how my spirit would rejoice and leap within me at the cry, the battle cry of victory. The rain came down upon my head, unsheltered, and the heavy wind rendered me mad and deaf and blind. It was but men, I thought, who shed laurels upon me, and the torrent of the chilly air, gargled within my ear the crush of empires with the captive's prayer, the hum of suitors and the tone of flattery round a sovereign throne. My passion from the hapless hour usurped a tyranny which men haven't deemed since I have been reached to power. My innate nature, be it so. My father, there lived one who then in my boyhood, when their fire burned with a still intenser glow, for passion must with youth expire, e'en then who knew his iron heart in woman's weakness had a part. I had no words, alas, to tell the loveliness of loving well, nor would I now attempt to trace the more than beauty of a face, whose lineaments upon my mind are shadows on the unstable wind. Thus I remember having dwelt some page of early lore upon, with loitering eye, till I have felt the letters with their meaning melt to fantasies with none. Oh, she was worthy of all love, love as an infancy was mine. 'Twas such an angel minds above might envy her young heart the shrine, on which my every hope and thought were incensed within a goodly gift, for they were childish and upright, pure as her young example taught. Why did I leave it in adrift, trust to the fire within for light? We grew in age and love together, roaming the forest and the wild, my breast her shield in wintry weather, and when the friendly sunshine smiled, and she would mark the opening skies, I saw no heaven but in her eyes. Young love's first lesson is the heart, for mid the sunshine and the smiles, when from our little cares apart, and laughing at our girlish wiles, I'd thrown 'em in on her throbbing breast, and pour my spirit out in tears. There was no need to speak the rest, no need to quiet any fears of her who'd ask no reason why, but turn on me her quiet eye. Yet more than worthy of the love my spirit struggled with and strove, when on the mountain peak alone ambitions lent it a new tone. I had no being but in thee, the world and all it did contain, and the earth, the air, the sea, its joy, its little lot of pain. There was new pleasure, the ideal, dim vanities of dreams by night, and dimmer nothings which were real, shadows and a more shadowy light, parted upon their misty wings, and so confusedly became thine image and a name, two separate yet most intimate things. I was ambitious, have you known? The passion, father, you have not. A cottager, I mark a throne of half the world as all my own, and murmured at such lowly lot. But just like any other dream, upon the vapour of the dew, my own had passed, did not the beam of beauty which did while it throw, the minute, the hour, the day, oppress my mind with double loveliness. We walked together on the crown of a high mountain which looked down, afar from its proud natural towers of rock and forest on the hills, the dwindling hills begirt with bowers, and shouting with the thousand rills. I spoke to her of power and pride, but mystically in such guise that she might deem it not beside the moments conversed in her eyes. I read perhaps too carelessly a mingled feeling with my own. The flush on her bright cheek to me seemed to become a queenly throne, too well that I should let it be light in the wilderness alone. I wrapped myself in the gandir then, and donned a visionary crown, yet it was not that fantasy had thrown her mantle over me, but that among the rabble men, lying ambition is chained down, and crouches to a keeper's hand. Not so in the desert where the grand, the wild, the terrible conspire, with their own breath to fan his fire. Looked round thee now on Samarcand, is not she a queen of earth, her pride above all cities in her hand, their destinies and all beside of glory which the world hath known? Stands she not nobly and alone? Falling, her veriest stepping stone shall form the pedestals of a throne, and who her sovereign, Timur, he whom the astonishing people saw striding over the empires hotly, a diademed outlaw. O human love, though spirit given, on earth of all we hope in heaven, which fallest into the stone like a rain, upon the Syriac witherd plain, and falling in thy power to bless, but leavest the heart a wild wilderness. Idea which benounced life around, with music of so strange a sound, and beauty of so wild a birth. Farewell, for I have won the earth. When hope the eagle that towered could see no cliff beyond him in the sky, his pinions were bent droopingly, and Homer turned his softened eye to a sunset when the sun will part. There comes the sullenness of a heart, to him who still would like upon the glory of the summer sun, that soul will hate the evening mist, so often lovely, and will list to the sound of the coming darkness. Known to those spirits hearken, as one who in dream of night would fly, but cannot from a danger nigh. What though the wind, the white moon, shed all the splendor of her noon? Her smile is chilly, and her beam in that time of dreariness will seem so like you gather in your breath a portrait taken after death. And boyhood is the summer sun, whose waning is the dreariest one, for all we live to known is known, and all we seek to keep hath flown. Let life then as the day flower fall, which the noonday beauty, which is all. I reached my home no more, for all had flown who made it so. I passed from out its mossy door, and though my tread was soft and low, a voice came from the threshold stone, of one whom I had earlier known. Oh, I defy thee, hell, to show, on beds of fire that burned below, a humbler heart, a deeper woe. Father, I firmly do believe, I know, for death, who comes for me, from regions of the blast afar, where there is nothing to deceive, hath left his iron gate ajar, and rays of truth you cannot see are flashing through eternity. I do believe thee blessed hath a snare in every human path, else how, when in the holy grove, I wondered of the idol love, who daily scents his snowy wings with incense of burnt offerings, from the most unpolluted things, whose pleasant bowers are yet so riven Above with trellicked rays from heaven, no mote may shone, no tinys fly, the lightning of his eagle eye. How was it that ambition crept, unseen amid the revels there, till growing bold he laughed and leaped in the tangles of love's very hair?